G'day guys, it's Tais and welcome to the Universim. It's a God Sim type game where obviously you are on a planet and you can colonize it with your little things called nuggets. So let's just jump straight into it. So here's our little nuggets, guys. You can obviously change the color of them to whatever. Let's just go down the road sort of thing. And in the game, you've got all sorts of natural disasters and stuff that could occur. Meteor strikes to blizzards to tornadoes, all that sort of fun stuff. Wild animal attacks, neighbouring villages, they might attack you or they might be friendly depending on what you've got set on. So there's a few different settings there. And as you play the game, as you played it a few times, you start to unlock all these traits and all that sort of stuff. For instance, True Believer. This nugget will be born a believer, they will be forever faithful and give an extra boost to creator point generation, which is great. But the con to it, or the negative, is aliens find a nugget fascinating and will send more frequent UFOs to visit your civilization. Not quite sure if that's good or bad or what, but we'll start off with just neutral. And we would jump straight into it. We'll leave the tutorial on because I'm still pretty new at this. So yeah, it doesn't hurt to have the tutorial going. Okay, and here's the start of the tutorial. Just, I'm on it, that's pretty easy. And then just do what the tutorial asks of you. So you can view the world from all different angles, which is nice. And yeah, nice and cartoony, nice and bright, very vibrant. So the first thing it's asking us to do is place our epicenter, which is where your civilization is based from. So you kind of want to be around water, some trees, and some stone. And you've got quite a few things to choose from. Desert, I don't think I'm too interested in being close to. So the other cool thing is if you go through clouds, generally, you can get like a little bit wet as you go through them, which is kind of funny. It'll probably show up a bit later. So let's just find a place to base out of. Let's not get too excited, let's just plant it here. Choose epicenter, E and Q to rotate it, and let's just pop you there.
Take a look at your new subjects. They're called
and here's our
nuggets.
Yeah, nuggets.
Largely
research panel. So the first thing is you want primitive tools, and it tells you a couple of things that it wants you to do. Water world perk to the thingo, so there you go. Water flow study, and then you can pick what else you want. Fire sounds good. Cooking always sounds great. And then escape just to get back out of that.
Inability to keep
so you can zoom in relatively far.
itself in one piece.
They're a little bit naked, which I'm slightly concerned about.
The architects of their
I guess that's what
species.
happens.
They are the founders of everything that nuggets will ever know or achieve.
You've got animals and all that sort of stuff as well. And that's asking us to do. You can fast forward and speed up the game a little bit. Let's just go back to normal speed. Normal's pretty good for us. Looks like we've got some clouds and stuff just across the landscape there, which makes things interesting. So we're slowly ticking down to learning new things in there. Where's our little guys? They'll go off and start doing things. That's not one of our guys. Where are they? There they are. So they'll build their own houses. You don't even need to set them to assign them to doing that. They'll just start doing it by themselves. Needs wood and stone. They've already collected some stone. Just need to go collect some wood. So they'll probably chop down this tree, which they're doing now. Can't zoom in anymore, but we can kind of tilt the camera a little bit to get the sort of view that you want to get. Depends on the sort of view you want. You get a view like that, which is pretty interesting. Or you can have like a bit more of a top-down view so you can see a few more things at once. You can zoom way out. And yeah, I zoom way out. Or if you get lost, there is the home icon, which should take you, well, straight back home. Nice and easy. So yeah, as I said, God Sim type game. You got water and food as you always need. You'll construct buildings. So once we get a little bit more wood, they'll start to finish off the construction of that, which might be that guy bringing some wood back now.
All unique to one another.
Yep,
Although
there you go.
There are some things
now that they've got all the materials, they'll start constructing the building itself.
Essentials like build, discover,
Okay,
create.
so here's your construction
It
menu.
would
You
all
go in
be
there,
quite inspirational
and you can see
if they also
all
didn't
these
happen
things
to be
that are
the
locked
species
down
that
just because we
initially
don't
thought
have
their shadows were
the
trying
required
to
research
eat
for it.
them.
A cosmodome, for example, requires aerospace research to unlock. So yeah, I feel like that's going to take us a little bit of a while, but let's make a water pump while we're waiting. So we'll just put a water pump just over here, because why not? And so once they've done this, close
You've
it off,
got mail,
which they
creator.
have, then they'll start working on that. You got little crests and stuff that come up. Just usually you want to do these sorts of crests. So we just go
I
on
didn't
that.
think you knew anything about reproduction,
Go
creator.
to the god powers, and we will control to use the god power.
I couldn't possibly
make these two
imagine
fall in
a
love.
better couple.
So yeah, they'll fall in love, start making little more nuggets, and then we'll increase the population. So as you can see, we've got 2 nuggets at the moment. You can rename those nuggets if you feel like being a little bit quirky and having all sorts of names. Hey, whatever names you choose is up to you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I catch you at a bad time?
Yeah, so making more nuggets. That is what they are doing. So yeah, it's a very interesting game.
Oh, would you look at that?
There we go.
Little baby
They've made 2
nugget.
little baby
Aren't
nuggets.
they adorable when they're young? Don't get too attached, though. They're...
So let's have a look at this. And it wants us to name the new nuggets. You'll receive an extra believer and 15 discovery points.
still mortal after
So
all.
let's just go to
Plus,
them.
they will soon be old enough to have an opinion and
We'll
make
call this
questionable
one-
life decisions. Let's see how much you like them then.
Apple. So you can be Apple. And you can be Berry. There we go. You may have seen the names of Stone and Stick there. Those were 2 names I'd chosen from a previous game, so it's interesting that how it still had those. I don't know why, but yeah, is what it is. As you can see up here, total number is your 4, 2 unemployed nuggets, 2, you got 3 believers, which is nice. And yeah, it gives you a bit of information there as well. And there's my 2 little baby nuggets. So throughout this game, there's all seasons as well as a day and nighttime cycle, as you can obviously tell. Through the seasons, through summer and spring as we're in now, you kind of want to build up your water and food reserves, because as soon as winter hits, the lake
You've made more research progress.
there we go.
You're not too bad at this.
The
after
lake
all,
will freeze
creator.
over, and you won't be able to get any more water in through the lake, which is a bit of a pain. Also, you can pause the game. So if it's getting a little bit away from you and you just want to go have a look to see what sort of research you can get, you can just pause it and just have a look to see what you can get. So this unlocks the fishing village, or the fishing hut, requires fire to be made, and there's all sorts of things that you can get. Education, and as you can tell, there's quite a lot of stuff to research. So yeah, there's no shortage of going through all that. So we'll go down and what have we got? There we go. We'll go down to Town Hall eventually. You can only queue up 5 at a time. It tells you how long till the next one's done. While it's paused, you can kind of set up some more water pumps or other constructions if you want. And then that'll plop down and they can start going as soon as you unpause it.
Natural evolution.
In the game as well, you've got all sorts of god sort of powers which you have to unlock as well. Obviously, I'm not progressed far enough. I could even make meteor strikes and tornadoes myself if I really want to. But then you've got useful tools like telekinesis. So, we'll pick telekinesis. If you look at this, I've got 12 of 21 stone. So what I can do is hold down control to use my god power. Left click.
Oh,
Got
we're
a stone?
doing this again, are we?
And then I can just drop it in there and it adds to the amount of stone that I needed. So it went up from 12 to 15. And it kind of depends on what you pick up as well. You can get like little smaller stones that might not add as much to your bigger stones where it will add a lot more. So yeah, just a neat little trick. But yeah, as you can see, the game is very vibrant and colourful. Little colourful little plants and things. Devil's lettuce. Sounds very interesting. To even the animals. I saw some animals just over here. Here we go. Got the old woolly mammoths. How nice do those look? Very colourful. Very nice. Just plodding around through the landscape. You got foxes and deers and wolves and all that sort of stuff. Not all the animals are as placid as those guys are. Yeah, obviously some will attack your village if you've got it set up like that. You can, as you saw from the start, you can set it so you don't have any animal attacks. And that's entirely up to you and how you want to play it. Here we go. So here's another little placid little animal. A fox. Tells you how much health it's got and all that sort of stuff, how much food it gives. So eventually you can have hunters and stuff who will hunt down these guys and, well, yeah, provide for the village. So this is just raiding one more stone. In the meantime, we're cutting down a few trees and stuff for other things. So what else have we got? Let's make some water storage, which is definitely going to be useful. We'll pop it over like this, just on the end here. I feel like we're going to need a couple of these, so we might as well just pop down 2 of them. Because having water storage is never going to be a bad thing, so why not, eh? You can even, if you want this built more so than, say, the water pump or something else, you can always prioritise it. But yeah, I think we definitely want the water pump built first, and then they can get around to building some of the other things for sure. And look at this, we've already started. What's he doing? Brought some wood over, and he brought the last of the wood on there, so that's excellent. There's some more wood just sitting there. Another 2. I assume they can come and pick that up whenever they need to. So they'll just finish off the pump.
Civilization, I mean,
and there
sure,
we go. Water pump is all finished.
Rocks,
off it
wood,
goes.
and a bit of string, but
gives you a bit of output. Tells you how much water is available in the water source that you're drawing from. So yeah, it gives you a little bit of information. Tells you how much health the building has. Later on, you'll be able to build things like engineers and stuff who can go around and fix up your buildings as they slowly degrade with time, or due to, let's say, other events happening in the game. Oh, look at that. You even got some water life. Let's get rid of that. Just floating along in there. Quite peaceful. You could almost have like a screensaver with this sort of stuff. Some of the other little fishies and all that sort of thing in there. So yeah, very colourful game. Very interesting. You can definitely get lost in this and definitely end up spending a good afternoon or a good evening just playing this game. So if God Sim games are the sort of games that you enjoy, this is definitely worth a go. So all this research has many different perks to it. It's not just straight out allows you to build a building or something like this. Such as shamanism, plus 5 years to the lifespan of a nugget. Sounds kind of useful. Water dowsing, drinkable water refill rate by plus 10. So yeah, all very interesting, and there's a lot to it. I definitely don't know all of it, but again, there's a lot of depth to the game, which allows you to, yeah, just have fun in different areas. So what have we got here? A little wolf going along. The wolves can be a little bit aggressive at times, but I guess this one isn't at the moment, so I'm not really going to complain. Water wheel's going nicely. I've decided to get another water wheel going along. And this is what the water wheels will be feeding into, is to the reservoir. So I've got 2 of them going. You can see that there's a bit of water reserved, and that's how much drinking water that the nuggets have at this stage. And it seems like we've got a bit of a downpour going on. Not quite sure what that does to the game, but no doubt it's good and bad at the same time. We've got an eatery we're making, so just for the play, so they can come and have something to eat somewhere, instead of just eating like all the berries and things that you've got going on. So yeah, there's always a little bit of stuff going on in this game. But I feel like if we start getting this water flowing in, then at least it's going to make it a little bit safer for these guys. Now I've unlocked an engineer, and as you can see, it gives a bit of a radius. That engineer, once you assign somebody in there, he'll go and fix other buildings and stuff. So definitely good to have it kind of central at least, so he's covering a few of the other buildings.
Questions,
so we'll just pop
learn everything in time.
About
on your own.
There.
Without bothering me.
Now, what's happened here? Needs a bit of hand finishing off their hut, by the sounds of it. Yep, okay, so we'll just
Just
save
being
on it.
lazy.
So let's go give them a bit of a hand finishing off their hut. There's a temple being built. And here's the hut in question, more than likely. So we can use our telekinesis power as we did before. Pick that up. And just make the hut for the lazy little bugger.
Oh, looking for the meat creator.
There we go, so that's kind of cool. Being able to pick up stuff, and you can do that if you want, give them a bit of a hand. And that uses up your creator power points there. So every time I did that, it took up 5 to do an action like that. So, as you can see from here, there's all different types of powers. So it's this holy ground. Bless the ground to encourage your nuggets to create a residential area on it. And it'll cost me 10 creator points, which they'll come back over time. Changing the season, that could be quite useful later on. I didn't even realise that was a thing, but wow, that's quite amazing. And as you can see, the seasons do change as the game progresses. We're starting to move into autumn or fall, or whatever you want to call it. The trees have changed colour, it's gone a little bit more brown. It's not as green as it was before, not as lush. Also, some buildings will require you to assign nuggets to them. So just simply click on that and
No need for training, just send them right in.
And this is supposed to be a temple, but yeah, I'm not quite sure what sort of temple this is. I'm not quite sure if I want to be a part of this sort of temple, but hey, I wouldn't argue with the priest or priestess that runs it, I think. As you can see, as we're progressing through the game, you can start to see a bit of snow falling. So yeah, that's a bit of a sign that winter is well and truly on its way. Now where's this? We had the little nugget up there before, but he's gone off for a bit of a walk by the looks of it. And so here we go, we've actually hit winter. You can see the place is starting to freeze over, and this won't actually give any output now, because well, pump ain't gonna work on a frozen lake. So yeah, that's why you want to have like reservoirs and stuff stocked up with a bit of water. So you can see none's coming in, but you got water going out. But we still got 2 of them there with a fair bit of water in each, so we should be okay for this winter at least. And that's what you have to plan ahead a little bit. You can see that we've got 6 little workers, 1 little child there at the moment.
I would call it a winter wonderland, but we both know it's quite far from it.
Yeah, winter is here. And you can see the jobs and stuff that they're assigned to. Labourer just means they're off working for you, constructing buildings and collecting wood and stone and all that sort of thing. And here's one of our little workers up here. She is doing, well, not quite sure if he's up to the sacrifice stage or not, but winter or not, that seems to be working quite fine, so we'll just leave her alone, I think. Yeah, so that's Universim. Day-night cycle, seasonal cycle, water, food. You have aliens coming down. I don't think there's a space age or anything like that to the game yet, but no doubt there will be in the future. I've been watching this game since close to the start of the game. I've played it on and off over the years, and it really has progressed a lot, and it is a lot of fun. There was a lot of depth to it, and I barely touched on much of it. You can see how cold it is. There's wind, as I said, the day-night cycle there. How much power you can use, how happy you guys are, what you want to research and all that sort of thing. And as I said, you got the standard fast forward and pause if it's getting like a little bit too hectic. Or even pause the snowdrops coming out of the sky. So yeah, a really fun game. If you do enjoy God Sim games and you like it a little bit cartoony, or even if you don't, you might really enjoy this all the same. It is a lot of fun, has a lot of depth to it, and we still haven't even looked at exile villages, attacks. You'll eventually get hunters and things later on. They'll go out and hunt the animals and all that sort of thing for you. So yeah, a lot of depth to the game. And to give you a bit of an idea, We're only in the Stone Age, Medieval Age, Modern Age, and then eventually the Space Age. So we've progressed reasonably quickly through here, but you always do at the start. But yeah, we've got so much further to go. Well worth a play this game. Well worth your money. Dip your toe in and have a go at this game, I reckon. Thanks for watching with me, guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this helped make up your mind as to if you're going to get it or not. And yeah, I will catch you guys later. See you later, guys.